Ya, entonces la idea es explorar de a poco, la verdad.
These bodies have been purged.
Who could have done this?
I suspect we shall soon find out.
Before you stands a shrine of a particularly strange design. You've seen machinery like this before, in the cave beneath the Black Pits. Here too, the apparatus thrums with power and seems to pull you in.
A Magister, dead on the beach. What a surprise.
I fancy a swim.
You need a bath. be doing the purging?
The plot thinnens.
Hard to fathom such magic, even when it's right before your eyes.
Magisters and paladins, all dead.
A hulking black ring captain glares at you with his one eye. The other one, a weeping socket surrounded by recent burn wounds.
You're not one of mine. You're not from headquarters either. Explain yourself, or I'll open you up and rip out an answer myself.
His blade is inching out of its scabbard, even as he speaks. The captain forces the parts of his face that can still move into a scowl.
Bloody mercenaries. All right, pass freely.
The captain tries to angle the blade of his sword to catch a glimpse of his injuries in its reflection. He winces at the damage before seeing you approach.
What? We had orders to storm the Orc Temple and tear it down. But that place is riddled with traps. Lost half my men. Lost my eye. That conjurer was sent to help us. She's flooding the temple with seawater. Not good. It looked like we couldn't manage. But the next one, I'll take if it costs me every soldier under my command. Don't be bloody soft. That temple has to go, and 10 fathoms of water will serve just as well as fire and battering rams. All right, we should go wherever the God King needs us. Move out! On the double!
Nothing to see here. Please move along. I know.
The automaton doesn't react to your presence at all. Embedded in the stone stands an ancient and venerable sword, as sharp and as strong as the day it was made. It feels good, cool to the touch, and a perfect fit for your hand. The sword does not budge. The sword slides smoothly free, but the silence of the cave is broken by the clank and whir of machinery. Uh-oh.
Ready. What strange contraptions are these?
The ghost stares right through you, a horrified look upon her face.
They took the realm. They took it all. But they don't know what it is. They don't know what they have. Those black-ringed dogs. They took the universe, but they don't know what it is. I pray they do not think to try to use it.
She turns away.
What's this? I found something.
Quick as a flash, the Magister has an arrow notched on his raised bow. He falters. A glimmer of recognition crosses his face, followed a moment later by a wry smile.
My Fort Joy Saviour. I never thought I'd clap eyes on you again. You always seem to catch me at a low ebb, unfortunately. My troop was slaughtered by Black Ring. I'm the only survivor. What are you doing here?
A skeptical eyebrow arches upwards.
You, Godwoken? That seems unlikely. Never mind. There are more important matters at hand. Bishop Alexander and the others might still be out there. I need to find them. Let me stay by your side for now. You can count on my bow in any fights to come.
He slings a quiver of arrows across his back and nods.
Eyes sharp.
I've never seen ruins like these.
You don't get out much, do you?
A strange symbol is carved into the stone, details lost to the wear of time. You saw this in your vision at the excavation site. The flaming arrowhead leads to a trial for dragon worshippers. The arrowhead points the way forward. The symbol of the dragon's cult has lasted for eons. The Devourer's legacy remains carved deep into Rivellon. This is a sign of an ancient dragon cult. The sigils lead to a trial meant to test believers. The arrowhead points the way forward. As if from nowhere, a sweating warrior appears before you.
Who the hell's be yow? Thralls to Almira. I borrow Yower grunts, mistress. The Divine Order pigs be here at the temple, and I would have Yower pets kill 'em.
He points you towards the nearby temple, where a skirmish continues.
Yow have Yower orders. Get to it! I thank you kindly, mistress. Now, thralls, get out to it.
gulps half of it down, then splashes blood and grime from her face with the rest. She nods at you, a touch wary.
My thanks for your help. But who are you? Godwoken. There's only one Godwoken on this island, and it isn't you. I owe you, but it doesn't mean I'll tolerate blasphemy either, understand? If you need shelter, look for the bishop and the rest of my comrades. They retreated north to our rendezvous point. We'll head there once we've tended to our fallen. Our true leader has returned and united us. It's nothing short of a miracle he's made it this far. He's dodged assassins more than once. Now it's our holy duty to safeguard him until he becomes the next divine. And that means putting these black-ringed devils to the sword. Isn't it bloody obvious? They're destroying the sacred temples and killing everyone in sight. If I were you, I'd get out of the open as soon as possible.
I won't lie. It's good to have company again. This island doesn't seem kind to stragglers. I'm glad to hear it. I ought to see if the bishop and the others survived, though. Without them, this whole mission is for naught.
The altar stands before you, flecked with moss and the cracks of age. An ant crawls across the surface, dipping in and out of the inscription that's engraved on the rock. In honor of Ralik, first of the gods and patron of humanity. As your prayer drifts away on the breeze, you feel the world around you shift. You open your eyes to a courtyard with wooden targets and practice posts scattered about. A man stands in the center of the court, his face turned towards the sun, his eyes wide open. He's old, grey hair matted against his skin, but you still recognize him, Ralik. He doesn't look over as you approach. It's only when you're standing right beside him that you see that his eyes are clouded and grey as his hair. He is completely blind.
Go, Godwoken. Find the Well of Ascension. Do your duty.
The vision fades, and you stand once more in the shadow-speckled glade of Ralik's temple. Looking down at the altar, you see a faded symbol for the sun carved into the rock. The altar stands...
Do you serve the God King's scum?
Prepare yourself!
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Our shield speaks, Quercus. Prick up your phantom ear.
Hold up. Shriekers.
The spirit keeps glancing back. A difficult task.
How can I help?
The spirit of a black ring witch stands over her remains, loudly petitioning the sky above.
Please, my king, raise me again. The shriekers are so close, I didn't have time to flee. I'll be swift the next time, I promise.
The spirit looks down to see you for the first and last.
Find no fight in this rest at last.
Hold up. Shriekers.
We'll need a purging one to defeat them.
The spirit of a hulking black ring warrior lurches right towards you, brandishing a spectral great axe. The warrior charges right through you. The warrior drops to his knees behind you. A smoke...
You do not look Black Ring. Explain yourself.
The elf's deep golden eyes go wide. A strange smile dances across his mouth, and he starts to roar with laughter.
The gods chose you as their champion? Some tired old mercenary? Run home, little Godwoken. You find only death here. We have all swatted flies. That is not what lies ahead of you. You are not worthy of this temple. Leave. Run back to your hearth. Cower there while death searches for you.
The laughter dies from the elf's eyes, replaced with weary seriousness.
Good. It is proper that the Godwoken should not be so easily pushed away. Too many are not ready for the trials ahead. You may proceed. You'll find no threat here. Not from me, at least. The island is not overrun. This temple stands strong. The other gods were clearly not as powerful as Delius. In his fortress, the Black Ring do not succeed. They do not kill the Godwoken, but they do not fail. Now, knights and Godwoken both cower behind monsters, tied to sticks. Yes, he resides here for a time. He and his troop commandeered the top level of my temple. He is not the Godwoken I expect. Few ferocious warriors bring an army. Or shrieking monsters tied to posts. I protect the Godwoken of this temple from the Black Ring, from the Magisters, from all threats of this world, but not from other Godwoken. What one Godwoken does to another is divine business. It must not be interfered with.
The elf raises a bushy eyebrow.
One demands from one's lessers. I am your equal, Godwoken. Once, I stand where you stand. My gods chosen, fighting to be the divine. The trials do not kill me, but neither do I triumph. Another becomes divine. and I remain here to serve Tirsen Delius and protect his chosen. It is not the place of a knight to reveal such things. We walked your path once. You must discover it yourself, as we did. Turn to the gods. Their guidance alone will lead you. May Rallick ever watch over you. The others seem to have made this place into a stronghold. This is where we part ways, I think. Thank you. Until next time.
The bear gives you a serious look. She opens her mouth wide, her great fangs on display for you. Then she clears her throat.
Can I ask you a philosophical question? Okay then. If a tree falls in a forest and the whole place is covered in death fog, does anyone care? I escaped. Thousands didn't. They barely had the time to scream.
She gives you a long, wet-eyed look. Her lip begins to tremble, which on a bear is an impressive sight. She tries not to cry.
I thought no one cared. I thought no one cared but elves and bears. This gives me hope, this does. Lots of hope. Oh, thank you.
With a sigh, she turns away.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
The priestess is oblivious to you. Instead, she's locked in frantic, desperate prayer.
Almighty Duna, save your children. Deliver us from the void. Almighty Duna, save your children. Deliver us from the void. Almighty Duna.
Ho there, hopeful. I belong to Tirsen Delius. To whom are you sworn?
Inside you, Rallick rumbles in protest.
Can I interest you in a short discussion about the merits of Tirsen Delius, the poet of the woods, the god of the elves, and others?
The being inside you rumbles a very clear no.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Hear my prayer. Save your children.
Because, my friend, when I offered myself to her, she never answered. I was God-woken, and I failed her. But she, too, failed me. When she learned that I could not crush my own compassion, Solstice deserted me. She deserted all of us. I renounced her, and Tircendilius came to me. He soothed me with his gentle words, and I was whole once more. He could do the same for you, if you would have him. When no one ever does. But so far no one has found the ruthlessness their gods demand. Me, I serve Tircendilius. I am at your service. How may I help you?
He takes a deep breath, then bows to you.
I was not ruthless enough to be divine. I could not earn entry to the Council's great academy, but I may serve those who may, if they serve Tircendilius. How can I help you? I prayed to the altars of all 7 gods, all across the island, and pledged my allegiance. You must do the same, and hope they hear you. But most of all, you must be ruthless, where I was not. That I do not know. I prayed at each altar, heard nothing but Tircendilius' voice in the whispers of the trees. Tircendilius tells me all is well.
Have you been to the temple of Zolstissa? Is the King's Knight safe? Is Zolstissa's chosen champion safe? I was not ready to die. I cannot serve the Lord Zolstissa if I am dead. Ha! You?
He stands head bowed as the blessing courses through him. He raises his hands before him, marveling at their glow. He looks at you at last, his mouth agape. He sinks to one knee. He swallows hard, then blurts the question.
Who will you destroy to save the kin?
He stares at you in awe. Tears come to the corner of his eyes. He begins to rock back and forth, spellbound in religious ecstasy. He begins to pray.
There shall be a new divine, and he shall be a red-skinned prince. There shall be a new divine, and he shall be a red-skinned prince.
The elven priest fervently prays.